Yes, sir, baby. Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about pain and hurt. We're going to talk about the fact that everybody's portfolio today got Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote. Murder, She Wrote. Sorry, I had to do a whole dance. That's how nasty today was, right? So, before I get into the actual meat and potatoes of this video, we have to talk about the YouTube grifters because, again, that really was the basis of my channel. I guess I'm kind of pivoting now, but the base of my channel was calling out the YouTube grifters and the idiots with 500,000 subscribers who don't know what the flapjack they're talking about when it comes to stocks. And so I just want to say this. If there's any YouTuber you've been following who has been telling you to buy, I want to be very clear. There are some YouTubers who know what they're doing, so I want to be very clear on that. But if you got YouTubers who have been telling you to continue to buy these speculative, overvalued, high growth 2021 YouTube stocks, it's time to unsubscribe because those people obviously have already cost you guys a lot of money. But guess what? They're going to continue to cost you guys a lot of money because guess what? A lot of these YouTube stocks that were popular in 2021 are going to go bankrupt this year or next year, but they're going to go bankrupt. They're not going to make it. So a lot of you guys who have been buying the dip on some of these stocks, I'm sorry to tell you, but a lot of these stocks will not survive. They're probably going to become penny stocks and remain penny stocks forever and probably get delisted or go bankrupt. So I want to make that very clear. You got to be very careful these days on who you're following on YouTube. As a matter of fact, YouTube tells me who you guys are watching. And YouTube actually tells me that most of you guys are watching me, Kevin, Stockmo, Chris Sane, Larry Jones, Stock Dummy with Larry Jones, Stocko with Larry Jones, one of the biggest idiots out there. Tom Nash, all those grifters, right? And this isn't a knock to you. You guys are free to watch whoever you want to watch. But all I will say is this, because YouTube is telling me that you guys are watching those people, try and limit how many people you're watching. Don't watch 8 people. Try and limit how many people you're watching to like 2 to 3. Because that's really the only amount of people on YouTube that actually give good information. It's not very many. It's a very small pool. A lot of the people who have a YouTube channel talk about stocks don't know what the flapjack they're talking about. And it is scary, the devastation that they have caused you guys in your portfolio, which is why I keep saying, please take care of your mental health. And I've said this plenty of times, but frankly, I'm of the opinion that some of these YouTubers actually should probably serve some prison time for some of the damage that they've done to people's finances. And that's just my opinion. Now let's move on with the rest of this video. So let's talk about some news updates that we got today, right? So here we go. JP Morgan Chase strategist led by Nicholas, I cannot say his last name, said in a note today that the S&P 500 now implies an 85% probability of a recession. And that's one of the main reasons why the market sold off today is because, holy cow, I can't say this more than I already have. Whether we get a negative print for GDP in Q2 or not, in my opinion, doesn't matter. Because guess what? Regardless of what the data number says, all of you guys, including me, feel like we're in a recession. That's all that matters. We're all consumers. We all make up a big portion of the American economy. We all shop, spend money, keep the economy going with our labor and our dollars and all those different things. The fact that we feel like we're in a recession is all you need. Consumer sentiment is important, and right now consumer sentiment says that we are in a recession. So whether the numbers come out negative or not, it doesn't matter. We feel like we're in a recession, so we're in a recession. That's the way I'm looking at it, right? Very important. In other news, the 30-year mortgage rate in the U.S. rose to 5.78%, its highest level since November 2008, according to Freddie Mac. For those who don't know, that is extremely high. I actually did work in the mortgage industry for a very small time, like 3 months. And well, maybe longer than that, maybe like 6 months. So I do understand the mortgage industry and housing a little bit because I worked in it. And yeah, 5.78% on average is high. That's really high, actually. So that is a spike of 2.66% in mortgage rates over the last 6 months. That is the largest 6 months increase that we've seen since 1981. Once again, I keep telling you guys, we keep breaking records. That should show you how historic of a time we're in as it relates to this bear market, right? By the way, I want to give you guys some other stats. So just to make this very clear, I want to make this very clear because a lot of people think that we've been in a bear market for months, and it feels like we have. But if we're going by the technical definition, we've really only been in a bear market for like a week or two, you know? So translation, the party is just getting started, which means a lot more people, especially on YouTube, these grifters who don't know what they're talking about, are going to continue to get Murder, She Wrote, okay? And that sucks. So just for clarity, the average bear market lasts about 9 months, really about 10 months. And on average, the average bear market, the S&P falls about 30%. So I just want to make that very clear for those who think that we've seen the worst. Keep in mind, that's on average. And I actually think that this bear market is actually probably going to be worse than the average one. This is going to be a nasty, mean, disgusting, murder she wrote, get your portfolio wrecked. Thanks for playing bear market, in my opinion. That's what I think. In other news, TD forecasts a 75 basis point rate hike from the Bank of Canada meeting next month. That takes place on July 13th. And there will be an updated monetary policy report published alongside the decision from that meeting. Besides that, Bitcoin has been going down for 10 days in a row. That's another stat. Very concerning. I already told you guys crypto is going to get murder, she wrote. I don't plan to buy Bitcoin until it goes to 10K. I know that sounds insane. I know people are like, there's no way it could go that low. It might. It might. I don't know. I don't know what the bottom is. I want to make that very clear. I have no idea what the bottom is in crypto or stocks. But one thing I do know is I ain't buying nothing right now. You know, I'm not trying to get murder, she wrote. The NASDAQ is now down 34% after closing today, below its all-time highs of 16,200, which it reached on November of 2022. So the NASDAQ is in a bona fide bear market. But I want to make this very clear. Even though the NASDAQ has fallen pretty much what the average bear market does when it goes down, I'm still not buying the NASDAQ because I really think the tech stocks are going to get whacked. And it's very important you guys understand that in this interest rate environment that we're in, the stocks that actually get destroyed the most are really the tech stocks. So you want to be careful with that. And also, by some traditional metrics, technically some of the big cap stocks are still overvalued. So remember, we want to pay less. You know, we want to get a steal when we buy stocks, right? So I still wouldn't buy mega big cap tech. That doesn't mean I'm not still holding it. I do still own Apple, Microsoft, et cetera, in my portfolio. I'm just not buying any more right now. As a matter of fact, I haven't been buying the last 2 months, right? Besides that, I want to give an update on what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is scheduled to deliver welcome remarks before the inaugural conference on the international roles of the U.S. dollar in Washington. That is going to be incredibly interesting. So definitely something that you guys are going to want to pay attention to and watch out for, right? The last thing I want to say in this video is that tomorrow is actually an important date because not only does Jerome Powell speak, but it's also something going on called quad witching. And for those who don't know, I'll go ahead and explain it to you guys real quick. So quad witching stands for quadruple witching. And what that basically means is it refers to a specific date when 4 different types of futures and options expire on the same day. These 4 contracts are stock index futures, stock index options, stock options, and single stock futures. And when they expire, investors actually have no choice but to make a move by either adjusting their positions or closing out the contracts. And the reason why that's important is because that actually is 100% for sure going to create a lot of volatility in the market. And I know that's a weird event, right? It's like, what kind of event is that? It's like some weird stock market stuff, right? But it really is something that actually has a little bit of impact. Now, that doesn't affect us because we're actually being smart and defensive on this channel, unlike people like Stock Mo and Larry Jones and other people who keep buying the dip every day, right? So honestly, it doesn't matter that much for us. It's just you're probably going to see a lot of volatility tomorrow. So that's all. Go ahead and be ready for that. But yeah, there you guys have it. That'll go ahead and conclude today's video. Tomorrow is my last day in Utah, so I actually fly in the afternoon on Friday, so I'll be back in my regular studio at my house. By the way, for those who don't know, I promise you I'm going to invest so much into this YouTube channel. I move into a new apartment in August. So you're going to have 3 more months of me, you know, whatever. But I'm going to build an entire studio where the new apartment I'm getting is actually going to be a 2-bedroom. It's like a 2-bedroom loft. And I have an entire room dedicated to my YouTube thing. My girlfriend signed off on it. So, yeah, guys, I'm really excited about that. I'm going to build like a very nice, you know, well, I'm going to try and build a very nice studio. I'm going to get a better mic. All that stuff. I'm going to do everything. But the scenery will be much better. The channel will be much better. So big changes are coming. Be ready for that. But anyway, very excited. This vacation has been awesome, by the way. And yeah, you guys probably don't care about that. But anyway, there you guys have it. That's going to conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.